brothers and sisters in Christ. So I'm at work right now. I'm on my 10-minute break, so I have to make this real quick, but I'm asking for your help. If there's anybody out there, maybe I've talked about this before or asked this before, I don't know, but it's been something that's been on my mind for a long time. So I've mentioned before how you can use the Runkeeper app. This is this app right here, Runkeeper. So you can track your progress where you have been, if you're biking, running, whatever. But just to cut to the chase, so if I go to my saved activities right here, I don't have anything super recent, but you can see I use this, and I talked about this before in the video, to track your progress when it comes to delivering gospel tracts, Gospel of John's, whatever, or even country evangelism. Like for instance, like this one right here, Door County, 100 miles, that's all biking. That, couldn't really do a whole lot of gospel tracts there because there wasn't really that much for mailboxes, but you get the idea. Or this one right here, I think, was all biking. Yeah, that was all biking. So this place here in the Appleton area. So now when I look at this, I know where I have been, right? Now it's a great app for that, but it's kind of limited. I was just thinking maybe we can make our own app, but I have absolutely no idea how to go about that. If there's somebody out there who does know how, then let me know. So I'll just read my Facebook post about it because I don't want to miss anything. And I have 8 minutes left. Anyway, so I say here, I give an example, a screenshot of one of the outreaches that my daughter and I have done. So I say, I wonder if there is an app or a way to make an app where it can track your GPS, but will allow you to go back to it later on. For instance, I use the Runkeeper app, as you can see here, to track where I have been, when doing door-to-door ministry. This was one night when me and Chloe went out to Reedsville to deliver Gospel of John's. If I wanted to go back here, I wish there was a way I can open up the app and start tracking where I left off so the previous places I have been still shows up and I can just add to it. Any thoughts? So what I'm saying is that, for instance, I want to continue down Menasha Street right here where I haven't been yet. It'll just kind of layer on top of where I have already been. I'm 99% sure you can't do that with the Runkeeper app, as it's not really meant for that purpose. So I'd say in this comment here, usually I would try to keep this on the map. So what I would do is have a physical copy, and then I would go off of this right here. Keep this on the map, and I would just translate it over to a physical map and highlight the areas I have been. And something I will also do is I'll highlight different areas with different colors depending on if I'm using a combination of Gospel of John's or Gospel Tracts and Nuggets of Truth, or if it's just one thing, or 180 DVDs or whatever it is. I have different covers for that. I'll have to show you my map sometime. But I've been pretty lazy, as I say here, though I've been getting a little lazy translating everything. So I've been lazy in translating all these different things that I have here. It's been a while since I've added to that map. And there's problems using a map. It gets a little... the map is kind of limited in what you can do. Anyway, but I only have a map of the Appleton area and Manitowoc area, so that's another problem. And sometimes it's just really hard to highlight something because of how small. It would be way more convenient if I can do something on an app and track it that way. Maybe even add some notes or different colors so I can tell myself in the future that I have delivered at these addresses. Does anybody know if it's easy to make your own app or to utilize GPS? Would it cost a ton of money? I could have something where you could save different files, like for instance, have one for just, I meant Manitowoc, voice to text didn't come out right, Manitowoc, then open up a new one for a different city and then label it. And also have a feature where you can draw in the map just in case your GPS isn't working or you've done something before you started using the app. So for instance, I've got a lot of areas that I've covered, I just never translated it over to a map yet, but if I make this app, then I can translate it right away to that app, and then I can know, okay, so I'm out there biking, just pick something random here, so, okay, this was a 75-mile ride I did last year. The GPS cut out, that's why it says 44 miles. Why is it not opening? Okay, sometimes I have problems with the thing here, but what was I saying? Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, so I'm out on my bike and I can, connect your phone up to your handlebars on your bike and I can come out to this area. I can see like a little blue dot showing where I am right now. So I come up Irish Road here and then, okay, this is where I left off last time. It's not because, again, the GPS failed, but let's just say it is. So like right here in Irish Road, I can pick up where I left off. I can see it very convenient. It's on my bike handlebar and it's all right there. And then hit start and then it'll start tracking from here on out. That would be really convenient, guys. So let's see. Before you start using that, okay. So I take some people in here, just to name a few people who I know that do door-to-door drive-by delivery. Does something like this sound like it would be useful? I think it would definitely be useful for me. It'd especially be useful for me. I don't know about some of the other guys except for Will. He said that would be awesome. But I know that this would be definitely useful for me. So I use the Runkeeper app. It has some limitations. Of course, I can just go by memory and maybe make note on the map when I get home or something. But I think this would be pretty cool. What do you guys think? Or do you have any other ideas to add to it? I'm asking you guys, my YouTube audience. Is there anything that you would add to it? Maybe take away or any ideas? Anything, guys. I'm looking for some help here. If you know anybody that makes apps, if you maybe you have to hire a company to make an app, whatever it is, let me know. And if you have like a price idea of how much they would charge to do that, that'd be awesome too. He says that when I did my hometown, I used a map, and that's what I have been using for a while, and crossed off each street after I was done. Say a bunch here. Let's see. I know basically nothing about making an app. If I figure out a way, it would be pretty cool to be able to put online for others to use. He says it sure would be helpful. I'm going out with a group of people that have been covering the Chicagoland area since around 2020. They're up to way over 100,000 houses. The man that does the mapping is a retired mailman. And, one wow emoji wasn't enough. I had to give him a bunch. And I'm like, as a mailman myself, it would be my absolute dream job. And I talk about this a lot, guys. My absolute dream job. And I think about this a lot, and I absolutely do. That if I can contribute to do, or if I can continue to do what I'm doing right now, but instead I'm delivering the gospel, and I get to travel wherever I want, that would be a fulfilled life for me. And he's asked me to PM so I can swap numbers with the guy who does this, and I want to just learn from him and talk to him. It'd be really awesome. And then I mentioned, I'll just read this too. I mentioned that it's one of the reasons why, if not the main reason, why I haven't talked about it. And I meant to say have, in some of my posts about paying off my house. I'm really big into like being debt free and being responsible with money and all that stuff. But my goal is, guys, I'll just tell you, I'm not going to read this right now, but my goal for the past year or two has been to pay off our house, which is our last remaining debt, one day before I turn 40, which is just a couple years from now. And I just recently came across a pathway to victory. It's going to be a little difficult. I think there's still a pretty good chance we can pull it off. But one of the reasons why I want to do that, if not the main reason, is that if God wants me to do this down the road, if this is his will for my life, because man, I would love, and this is my passion, I would love to be able to do something like this, just travel wherever I want, get the gospel out door to door, go to different cities and such. If I can still provide for my family in doing that, if I can find a way to do that, that's what I want to do. I have 1 minute left. But yeah, if having a paid off house and no other debt, that would go a long way into being able to do that. So it's just one less expense that I have to worry about, trying to bring in while I am doing this and still provide for my family, if that makes sense. So that's it, guys. Anyway, if you have any ideas on how to do this, okay, I'll read this too quick. If anyone sees this, let me know if you can think of any fun or creative or even simple but great names for this app, should it ever be created. I'll try to find a way to get this thing made, even if I have to hire someone, and if I can do it reasonably priced, I'll pay for it. Totally fine with me, and it's worth it. Again, reasonable. A couple $1,000s, yeah, I can probably do that. And especially if other people benefit, and I say, or maybe I can pitch this idea to one of the higher-ups at a big ministry like Living Waters or something, and let them do the hard work of putting the app together. Since I have not the slightest idea what my first step would be, but a bigger ministry probably would. I'm sure not only an app like this would help countless people who are already doing some type of door-to-door evangelism, but maybe would help inspire others to do so as well. Let me know, guys, what you think about that. And yeah, again, help me in any way possible. Let me know. Knowledge is what I'm looking for right now more than anything. All right, God bless you guys. Thank you.